Okay. How will you deal with being homesick?
I've thought a little bit about that, and I've read the first two chapters. He very graciously gifted me his copy of Pacific Crest Trials today. Um, and so one of the things it does talk about that is how will you deal with being away from. And fortunately, I say that very facetiously, but I don't have a wife, I don't have kids. I have a dog that I've already told you that I've got a very good friend that's supposed to take care of my dog while I'm gone. But I've been traveling for work for the last couple of years. I don't have a strong support system. I know what I started to say was a strong home base where I feel like I have to be or whatever.
Right.
My mom's in an assisted living center. She's very well cared for and all that. But I've been on my own so long. I don't feel like I don't think I've got a central location that is key enough to my being right now. I don't think I'll have a homesick issue.
Okay. Because I'm going to.
I'm sure you will. I mean, you have a much better home life than me.
More stable.
A lot more reason to be homesick. Yeah. I might be just sick, but I can't call it homesick.
Right.
But yeah, so
right.
so I don't think I'll have to deal with that a lot. But yeah,
okay.
Like I say, so that's one of those. I'll spit right back at you. But you do have a lot more of a core. You've got grandchildren and children that are nearby mostly, and
I tell you how I'm going to deal with it is because all of the most key people in my life are absolutely cheering me on and are supporting me. So completely.
Well, I'm going to give you plenty of support on the trail, Chris. I want you to know that.
No, but they all like my daughter's son, wife, closest friends. They are 100% in my corner on this. The toughest, so that will be difficult, but admit those little grandbabies. It'll be tough to. So I'll FaceTime with them and stuff like that, and they're going to be able to follow the blue dot of my Garmin, and kind of their moms are going to be able to talk about progress. I have a brand newest grandbaby due here in December, so I'll leave when she is 3 months old and get back to when she was, I don't know, anywhere from 6 to 9 months
or
old,
something,
whatever. Let's hope so. And that's why I keep telling all my friends, the longer I'm gone, the more successful
the
I'm
better
being,
it's going.
right?
Yeah.
So anyhow, but they're all in my corner, which is cool. Right. So.
And again, we obviously have plenty of support from your lovely wife, Lisa.
Correct.
She's been very supportive of this, so that's cool.
Very.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me see. You, me.
I think it's.
Oh.
No, that was homesick, so that was me. So
okay.
Now it's your turn. Yeah.
Okay. That's a good question too, right?
That was a very good question. Okay. This is the one, and you already covered this a little bit when we talked about the fact that we will not spend every minute of every day together. But what's the over/under on the time until you're regretting letting me come along?
There won't be. I mean, there just won't be. So.
Well.
Now, it's not a fear, but again, here's the thing, and here's what I keep telling my friends. There's only one thing that can go right. There's 100 things that can go wrong. And I know that, and I have a very realistic outlook about this. It would suck if one of us had to cut it short, and I would really hope, if that's me, that you would go on. I would really hope so. I've told the closest people around me, for example, it would take some tragedy for me to leave the trail. Beyond a tragedy, I'm not coming off trail, right? I don't want. This is the one shot to do this, really. Not that I'm
not necessarily
dying next year or whatever, but
it won't be easy to get away.
Exactly. So, anyhow, but I think again, I think the cool thing is, we've been friends for a long time, but we're not burnt out on each other. And we might be after the trail,
right?
But still, man, what an epic journey. So, anyhow, that's a good question.
Well, and as I was telling Lisa, I don't filter as much or whatever. I know that when a smart ass comment comes in my head, I just blurt it, and it's never meant evilly or something. But I did just say I'm a bit much, and I know it. So I do know it. So like I say, on those days when you're like, I'm going to go ahead and hike ahead.
I know I am too.
Yeah.
And we were joking about this over dinner, about You know, I'm the baby of the family of a large family, and not only will I needle you, I'll then take it one extra step. It doesn't matter who you are. That's just, it's like instinct in me to just grind away. Take one more shot, you know. And so yeah, I apologize in advance.
And ditto.
Yeah.
Like I say, on those days when you kind of say, hey, you're still working on your yoga there. I'm going to go ahead and get started. I'll be like, yeah, I understand. Go ahead.
Right. So, all right, grab me a question for you. How many are left?
After this one, so
perfect.
we did come out equal.
How have your friends and family reacted to this?
I think same thing, because I'm almost always out there on my own anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And also because I've always kind of done what I wanted, even when it didn't necessarily make sense or whatever, you know, professionally or
Sure.
where I lived or whatever. They pretty much, everybody's kind of like at first. They're kind of, I think they're the biggest, I'd say, fear or negative reaction is people that, you know, look at the condition I'm in right now or whatever and think, you really think you can do that?
Right.
But I don't think, outside of that, I don't think, you know, for the most part, everybody's supportive and they're kind of excited that I'm going to try this kind of thing, and they're very happy that I'll be out of their hair for 6 months.
Yeah.
So
okay.
I think good question, but I think that's all. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So this is the other side of a question I asked earlier. It was basically kind of a two-pronged question. But so, what is your biggest physical, landscape, geographical kind of fear of something that may prevent you from finishing the trail?
The Sierras. There's no question that the Sierras are the most difficult part of the trail. It's also the most beautiful part of the trail. I think I've always heard that the best hiking in the United States is the John Muir Trail, which is ultimately the Sierras. And I've seen enough pictures and enough YouTube videos and Instagram posts of the PCT, and I've been following PCT hikers now for 2 or 3 years. It was just beyond amazing, right? It's just beyond amazing. But based on the snow melt and the snowpack and the streams, you know, what I've promised myself, not even my wife, I will not put myself in a life and death situation.
Mm-hmm.
I'll put myself in uncomfortable situations, but I'm not crossing a stream that's 40 degrees and rushing at my waist. I'm not going to do it. So I'll turn around, I'll go around, I'll figure it out, we'll do something, but I'm not going to, it's not worth dying over no matter what. So, but certainly the Sierras. So
Yep. Okay.
the other part is, we talked about it earlier, there's a section in Northern California. First of all, Oregon. This would be a great problem to have that I'm in Oregon. The mosquitoes.
Yeah.
Because I'm scratching a mosquito bite that I got on my ankle about 2 weeks ago, still to this day, and it's just from a family of redheads. I didn't get their hair, but I got their skin, and I'm super sensitive, and that would be ugly. But that'd be a great problem to have. Oh, I'm in Oregon.
Yeah.
I've walked to Oregon. Oh, mosquitoes, right? Yeah.
I do think that, again, we just brought it up briefly today, but that's one of the things we've talked about, we both are fairly sweaty guys.
Yeah.
And I have the same thing. I've got all these bumps that are left from when I was in Michigan 3 weeks ago and getting sand gnats and biting flies and stuff bites.
Right.
And I seem to, certain bites that seem to really last and super irritate me more than most people. And so the mosquitoes sound horrible.
If we actually take that selfie in front of the Bridge of the Gods, which is the bridge that separates California and Oregon.
Yeah.
My God, how awesome will that be,
Yep.
man? I will. You'll see a grown man weep if we're right there. So there you go.
That answer just made me weep right there.
Right. So yeah, it's kind of touching.
Yeah.
Last one.
All right.
Oh, yeah. What do you think will be the hardest part? Again, that could be geographically or however you interpret that.
Okay. I really think, and we can't determine this, of course, but I do. Obviously, came up with one of my questions. One of my concerns is if we have a 3-day or week-long rain thing.
Yeah.
I think that is going to make me very, very miserable. I think I'm very susceptible to the sunlight deprivation depression anyway.
Yeah.
And I think between the lack of sunlight, how miserable it's going to be on the trail, how everything's going to be wet, including me,
Yeah.
I think that will be. And aside from that, I would kind of be stoked about the rushing 40-degree water and all that.
Yeah.
But I do think the mosquitoes are the other big thing that I think will be the suckiest part.
And by the way, not everybody runs into the mosquitoes. Not everybody
Right.
has that issue at all.
Yeah.
Very seasonal. I think it's funny, and it'll be cool to look back on this, however far we make this trip, to see what our as normal psychological things is. The things we're talking about won't be an issue, and we don't even
Yeah.
know what's
Yeah.
actually coming, right?
Yeah.
What's going to be the hardest part, but maybe it's spot on too. But if it is, I'd be shocked. So
Yeah.
there you go.
All right, so this is. So I guess I had to let us down in some way. Are your feet/shoes still stinky? Am I gonna have to deal with that around the campsite?
No, you will not. But this is a boring topic, but I get heat rash above a certain temperature on my feet, and when we first started hiking like the Grand Canyon, and I thought I needed these badass Lomas, hiking boots, and
Right.
oh my God, I get this heat rash and it would spread up my legs, and it was a nightmare. And then somebody had turned me on to it might have even been Elisa. We don't need all that shit. We just need trail runners.
Yeah.
And so that greatly reduced it. And then now, and I've tried every sock in the world. Nothing works. It's all the same. It's all about that heat rash happens when your pores get blocked. So it's all about this humidity, wet feet, high temperatures. And so I use regular running socks now, but this Belega sock, so not wool, and so that's really